Where's he gone?
Right.
You kicked him out?
No. What the hell's going on?
It's all right. He had too many Macs in the background anyway, so it doesn't matter.
At least I remembered to click the go live button this time. Yes. Right, well, while we're waiting for Neil to reboot, right, how is everyone?
Good.
Nice. Good. Very good.
So, Steve, you've leveled up today. Well done.
Yeah. Another year.
The enthusiasm.
I
What have you been
know.
up to?
I still feel about 15, 16. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not getting any older. I don't want
I
to.
wish I did.
Well, in my head I do.
What have you been up to then?
Not much just recently. Apart from messing about with the Xboxes and doing the RGHing, picking up some fairly reasonable Xboxes as well. I picked up what were it? Xbox Elite from the car boot sale. That were a tenner. That were a winner, and it all worked all okay. No sticky trays or all like that. Just on its way, so that can get RGH'd. And then I'll play with the PS4, which should be another video that's coming out in the next few days. HDMI port replacement and disk drive not taking discs in and out. I picked it up really, really cheap locally. It come on with the PS4 logo and then froze. I didn't do anything after that. So when I first started looking at it, I was thinking, hard drive, well, possibly HDMI port or something like that. If it's not carrying data afterwards or something like that, I don't know. So I looked in HDMI port and one of the pins is stuck up. So I thought I'll change that over. Disk drive doesn't eject button doesn't work. There were all sorts of things, you know what I mean, wrong with it. But it's getting there now. It's getting there. And that's been about me, really. We've been chilling out, having a couple of weeks off work.
Have a look about the PS overheating.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It was quite clean inside it, to be honest, when I stripped this one down. The last one I did, geez, I took it into the bathroom and brushed it all out, and you couldn't see bottom of the bath. It was that thick with crap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has this horrible thermal paste. I've never seen it before. It was green.
Oh.
It was green. It was that green.
Nice.
I've never seen green thermal paste in my life.
No, me neither.
Oh.
Well, it ain't got green anymore.
Well, Joseph, I saw your video about the assembler. What else have you been up to?
Yeah. Well, mostly last month or two, I was playing with that assembly code on Commodore 64. Try to use the kernel routines that already exist in the machine. So basically, I was trying to show a little bit of small demos, like funny stuff, right? But then I decided to, maybe you noticed that it's quite longer video, right? So I started to create like a small intro to assembly language, just a couple of instructions, and the whole idea was to try that someone who didn't program in assembly before can use that video as startup point and just try a little bit. So for instance, you don't have to write your assembly code to do some complex stuff, right? You just use the routine that already exists on the machine, and just to see what kind of effect you get there. So it's been fun for me. I hope that for viewers it's also interesting and fun to watch. Yeah, I mostly done that. I don't know, for my next thing, I would like, I have one Z80, like a small computer from the 80s. From the 19s, and I would like to jump on that. I never worked on Z80 CPU before, like programming in assembly. I would like to learn that and see what can I do there. So yeah, that would be my next thing probably to do.
You've done 6510, though, haven't you?
Sorry?
You've done the 6510, though, haven't you?
Yeah, but Z80.
Very similar them two, or am I thinking it's 6502?
No,
6502 is similar.
Yeah.
180 is completely different.
different. The instructions are different. The registers are different. So yeah,
Right, okay.
I would like to learn that, but yeah. So that's about it.
I've not done a Z80 before either. Only 6502.
Yeah, me too. So that's the reason why I'd like to take a look at that a little bit closer and see, because Z80 is iconic CPU, and it's a shame that I don't know anything about that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have to learn just a little bit. So yeah, that could be my next thing to do.
It's never just a little bit.
Yeah.
Once you open that book, you know you're in.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of books.
So, Neil, PCs.
Oh,
What
all,
have you been doing?
all sorts of stuff, mate. Nothing's working as usual. And just before I start, right, he wants to do Z80, he should build a Harlequin because they're great fun. That's why I was smirking when he said Z80 because it's been a nightmare for me. I mean, obviously, mine doesn't listen. I've got a BBC B I can't get working. It's just continuously having a mad fit beeping. All the chips have been tested. They're all okay. It's like all the address lines are stuck high or something as far as I know from that Handtech scope. Don't know what's causing it. I've tried those opto couplers that Lee told me. I've removed them. It still won't work. Been a right pain.
I know it's a really stupid question and it's really, really daft, really. But when you tested Babe, have you got everything plugged in like keyboard?
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes it's just a silly thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I've even took all the chips out and put them into a working one, and it all booted fine. So I know all the chips are good. So I put all
memory on it.
Yeah, so it just don't want to work, and I'm not that skilled with the oscilloscope to diagnose it so fully. I'm still learning to use it. I just look for squiggly lines.
You're still getting your reset, etc.
I've tried to reset, and I'll sort that now. That does go low to high, but
go back down again.
It doesn't know. It sticks high.
It's not a resetting, then, is it?
No.
Is that wrong? Then is it right?
It should peak and then drop off again.
Right. Okay. Well, does it go straight up and then stays up?
Yeah, it's not coming out of reset.
All right. So
there
that's something then.
Look at that.
There you go.
There you go. See, that's why you guys are here. You see, to teach me this bloody magic of this scope thing. Oh, and I had that video. Do you remember on the June 2 for the AGA version you're doing?
Yeah.
And I started filming it. I'd filmed the video, and then he came out and he put that post out to say he's just writing a book. So I thought, I've just filmed this whole video. I thought I'm going to put it out anyway. So I put that in, and then he actually commented on the video. We noticed. I don't know if you noticed, and he said he is actually going to release it now. So that is good. So we are getting an AGA version of June 2 after one of the original devs. And also he said once he's got more stuff together, he'll come on this live stream with us.
Nice. Yeah. I like that stuff. I mean, I know you do, Neil, don't you? You love like your Command and Conquer style games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have in the past, even from June, from Amiga, going right up through all Command and Conquers.
Yeah, I've been playing June Command and Conquer Remastered actually the other day on the PC.
Yeah.
That's another reason I haven't got many things doing as well. I've actually been gaming quite a bit this week. Playing something called The Cave, which has got me quite addicted on the Switch. Not on the Switch, on the Steam Deck.
You've got to, haven't you? You've got to pull away from all this lot, and and just go and relax and have a bit of a game.
Exactly. I was just in there all the while, and I wasn't getting anywhere or anything. I just walked out the shed and went, sod it. I watched the football and played some games.
Pick your toys up and throw them out of pram.
Yes. The BBC's implanted in the wall over there.
Along with is that just next to Harlequin?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another one you see. But I'm so close to that now. Full colour. I've got keyboard working. It's in a case. All types of everything. It just won't listen to anything. So when I click play, it doesn't load anything. I think Lee's having the same problem with this.
It's weird, isn't it?
I think I'm closer.
Yeah,
I mean, it starts to go red and blue down the border,
mine don't do that. You see, mine sticks on grey.
and then it just sort of the lines are really thin, and then it bounces. It's like it ain't got enough volume.
See, I had that. I had a deaf Spectrum, as I call it, on the original Spectrum I had. That was deaf. It wouldn't load anything. And I changed the ULA and it worked.
Well,
So it was like the ULA had stopped listening. So I don't know what part of that logic.
Does that
Obviously,
bit sort of thing.
I've looked, like I say, you traced it from the audio in and stuff.
Yeah.
I traced those chips and I can't.
The Harlequin groups are all.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, the main
video on
guys on there. So
the problem is I'm not that familiar with a Spectrum, so I don't know what lack of volume does. But you know where you get the leader and you get the cyan and magenta sort of bars go up the screen? Well, I get a really thin cyan bar going up the screen, and then it just disappears.
I
You
just
can
get,
hear the noise of it trying to load.
yeah, I just get greenness and noise.
I know they've got a big bandwidth that they can read in, and that when you're looking at them bars running up and down, really, the more steady them two solid bars are outside of the screen, that's when it's sort of dialed in. If it's rolling fairly quickly, then it's too high. If it's rolling too slowly, then it's too low. But it's got a massive bandwidth on them Spectrums to be able to load with. It just seems strange how you've got that pin.
Yeah,
It's like it's getting a high buzz from something else, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've tried from 2 of those fucking the virtual tape deck things.
Yeah, that's what I use one of these. Yeah.
I even flashed it with a newer firmware.
Yeah, have you used the Maxtrino? I have, yeah.
Have you got a Div MMC?
But it works fine on my Spectrum. Loads every time.
Have you got a Div MMC?
No, but I have got a Dandinator.
Try it.
I did. The Dandinator's no problem, but that's flash. That zaps it straight into memory. That plays fine.
So it shows you that there's no problem with the data transfer between the two sort of things. You know what I mean? That's perfectly fine. It's just listening to it.
It's just definitely coming in off the earphone or the mic, you know.
But we tried the stereo lead, haven't we, which he suggested.
Yeah, I got the splitter, and that didn't make any difference. But I've got to get a scope on it, really.
I say originals are mono, like, aren't they? But you were saying that they've put stereo on that one.
Yeah, it's because it's got one port and it splits out to ear and microphone.
Right.
Maybe it's just short somewhere. That's why it's high all the time.
No,
have you tried taking in that?
I can hear the sound.
Okay.
Did you say it's an ear and mic socket?
Yeah, I've tried swapping them around. I have.
I was going to say, have you tried taking the socket off and just going straight to the board for mic?
Well, once I get the scope on it, it won't take very long.
You don't need mic, do you? You want ear in. I just bypass that socket and see what difference it makes.
Yeah,
it is weird,
silly, but you just you're eliminating that connection, aren't
you?
I've had other stuff creeping in, so I haven't really done a lot with it. But my Mega 65 is supposed to be landing this week.
Oh, exciting times!
Woo-hoo.
It's only been 10 fucking months.
I guess it's worth it.
I fucking hope so.
Make sure you do a live unboxing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back into the FPGA programming.
That's nice.
When that drops, I'm gonna give that a go. I haven't touched it for a lot of years now, so it's about 7 years. So
it'll come back.
I hope so. I've got some other stuff as well that I've got to do videos on. I picked up a. You ever seen those little boxes that go in the back of a 64 that breaks out all the bloody ports?
Yeah.
I picked up one of them off eBay for 12 quid.
Nice.
That's really good. Really good. I also picked up one of those 8-bit Doom mechanical keyboards. You know, the one that, it looks like a C64.
Yeah, you were saying about that.
So
yeah, I saw that. That's PS2 keyboard or USB keyboard or what?
It's USB,
USB.
2.4 gigahertz and Bluetooth.
Ah, okay.
So it's like a
Nice.
multi whatever.
Yeah.
But speaking of PS2, I picked up one of those Xberry Pies
Mm.
for
Yeah.
the ZX Spectrum Next.
I
Do
saw
you
that.
know how few new keyboards work on PS2 protocol?
Yeah, very little. Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous. So I'm going to look at making a little converter, I think, and take a USB keyboard so it can run on PS
Yes.
interface.
Mm.
That's nice. That's interesting. That's
Yeah,
cool.
you can do it in an Arduino. It's just got a converter. So you take the HID and your clock signals and just swap them around. Pump out your clock from your USB stack. So that's,
Cool.
people have done it, so it's not like I've got to invent it or anything. You just got to build one. There's a few projects out there that work. But I've been quite impressed with the Xberry. That's quite a good ZX Spectrum Next. And
Yeah,
it's
I
only
saw
quarter the price.
It's very cool little device. I like it very much.
Yeah, I didn't even know it existed. It was just by chance, and it was the guy that made the Harlequin designed it.
Oh wow.
And I went on the web page and thought, oh yeah, I'll grab one of them.
It's a bit like them little Pico Pies. They're awesome, them, aren't they? I've never really had a chance to play with them before or bother with them at all. You know, I know you've done one, Lee, haven't you, with the Pico Pie SID chip for your 128 and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think they're cracking little bit of kit. I use it for a NAND reader now for Xboxes. But I'm thinking of just ordering a few up, so you've got them kicking around the house.
Well, they're only about £3 each, £3 or £4 each.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They use them as a mod chip in GameCube as well.
Yeah,
Xbox, original OG Xbox now and all.
As well.
Mm.
You what, Neil?
Yeah. They started putting them in Xboxes as well because Steve sent me the link because I said I've got an original Xbox I need to look at. And I was seeing if I could chip it, and he said, "No, you fit a finger in them now." But I've looked into it really, not that much at the moment. I'm not sure whether it's still in development. You know,
what model's it on?
Being released? Or I don't know. It's an old original one.
Does it have a fan on top of one of its processors?
No idea. Not opened it up. It's still in its box in the shed.
They made 6 revisions of that, didn't they?
Up to 1.6. But
Yeah.
if it's not a 1.6, you want to open it up, Neil, because right at the front, just behind port 2 on the joystick, there's a capacitor there that keeps the time and date, and it leaks.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
I mean, if you just wiggle them off and snap them off and leave them alone, you know, it's just you just got to set time and date when you fire it up if you want to. Nobody ever bothers. So
I didn't really want it, but I got offered it cheap, so that's why I had it.
Yeah, get it done. Stick yourself a big hard drive.
Yeah, he only charged me £10 for it, and it's box, so I thought, sod it. It's worth that.
Gosh, yeah. You can do all sorts of them, you know.
Hey? Sorry?
Go on, Steve.
I said you can do all sorts to them, you know. There's 64 meg memory in them at the moment, and the space on the motherboard, the pads are just there that you can just stick another 4 memory chips on and take it up to 128 if you want. There's also another guy that's just developed an FPGA chip as well. So if you replace all the 8 in it, you can get 256 meg of memory in it.
That's okay, isn't it?
You can dump the CPU off it and put a faster CPU on it as well, because you can get an adapter plate between the two. So you can increase the CPU speed, increase its memory, and when you're running games off hard drive, you get a lot more frames per second and stuff like that with it.
It's crazy. Never knew that. I never really had one when he first came out because I had a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, they've got a hard drive loader on it. So if it's chipped, you can put an original disc in and it will zap it to the hard drive.
Yep.
And then you can play it from the hard drive from that point on.
Yeah.
Your 360's an RGH, isn't it? JTAG, did you say?
Yeah. I've got games downloaded on that, yeah. But
yeah, it's the same thing really with it. Once you've done
that on in a long time as well. Don't even know where that works anymore. I have these consoles under the TV and I very rarely touch them.
It'd look better on your shelf rather than Max.
Which, I mean, I used the Amiga the other day. I use the Amiga more than the C64 I want to start using, but then the other time just on my Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I put that ray trace, that RTX in this PC here, and upgraded the processor to that Radeon. And I don't use this for games. I just use it for video editing.
Yep.
All it is. But like you say, it takes all your time, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've got to stop and you got to stop and chill for yourself a bit rather than working this stuff and doing this as well. It's it gets full on at sometimes. That's why I've not been out for a month, if you know what I mean. I just thought I'd take another break, chill out with it.
Don't blame you. Yeah.
Well, I've had some grief with a Mister lately, and
Looks like we're a message there.
Sounded a bit wrong, that though, didn't it?
I know.
So I fire up my Jamix base Mister, and it absolutely fucking shits itself. So I thought that the HDMI had just lost its crumpets completely. I thought, oh yeah, because I don't think there's a buffer on that, so you can burn it out. I thought, oh fuck me, it is dead. You know, I'll just have to use VGA or something. So the guy that does the Ultimate Mister Retro Shop, Ricardo, he sent me an adapter that takes the VGA to go to a component, and I'm going to do a video on that as well. Now I don't know if you've ever used component, but you can get full 1080p out of that.
Yeah, I remember a component. Yeah.
So I thought, oh, happy days. Anyway, so Friday I power it up, and it turns out this piece of shit, cheap fucking Chinesium fucking KVM switch is the problem. If I haven't got a PC turned on at the same time, it doesn't get the signal through on the other channel.
Oh.
What the fuck? So anyway, my HDMI is not dead, and yeah, so I'll get the Mister going. So yesterday I figured, right, I'm going to update it. I haven't updated it in ages. So you get an SD card and you flash an image to it called Mr. Fusion.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a 1 terabyte card. This one here. It's a Lexar. Don't know if you use them.
No.
So I plugged it into the Mister, flashed it, no problem, plugged it in, turned it on, and the card just ate itself, self-destructed. I could not believe it. A 1 terabyte card straight down the shitter.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, and it was red hot. So I thought, oh, this ain't right. Put it in the PC, and all it does now is heat up.
Oh wow. I never had an SD card that
You
heats
get it
up.
under the microscope and cut it apart and see if you can fix it. There, it must be a shorted cap.
Not content with that, right? Once I stopped swearing over that, I then picked up this. Right, this was brand new when I did it as well. It's a 512 Samsung Evo, right? Brand new, straight out the packet. Put it in the PC, flashed it. No problem, it's all there, hunky-dory. Puts it in the Mister, boom, shits itself. Dead as a doornail. So now I've got 1.5 terabytes of SD card that is absolutely fucked.
Wow.
Is it overvolting on the SD part? Have you tried it with voltage meter?
That's what you'd think.
Yeah, because it's getting hot.
It gets better. Because a 256 card, a Samsung, is working happy as Larry. What the fuck? You can't make this up. So it's burnt 2 SD cards out, and the 256 is working no problem.
So it's killing the card that he doesn't like. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
big capacity cards dead. But other people are using big cards. And I thought, all right.
Okay, so what's the possible difference in those cards with big capacities? So like,
I don't know, but
they need more power.
Some things need like a 1 or 2 gig card max. Do you know what I mean? Even older technology and stuff like that needs a small, more memory card formatted to like FAT32. And you can't format FAT32 much bigger anyway.
Yeah, you can try that. Yeah.
You know,
Rudy's just said, don't buy from AliExpress. They weren't.
8 terabytes for 50p.
These were from Amazon, and they're genuine cards. It's unbelievable.
Send them back as faulty if it's Amazon.
Sorry?
Send them back as faulty if it's Amazon and say.
Yeah, the problem is I've had them a little while. I just haven't used them. So they've been sat on the shelf in the packet. I only take them out when I need them. So speaking of which, right, SD cards right now, you can get 5 32 gig cards for 17 quid.
Wow.
It's, you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. Just for work.
I get the cards.
Look at me, he's like an SD card dealer. It's not a jacket you open up like that.
I just leave them in the packet until I need them because I go through so many, you see.
You had all the pies as well, didn't you? What's his name? Raspberry Pi shortage. I remember you saying.
Nowadays needs an SD card in it. But for 17 quid for 5,
that's nice
really
price.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Mister was an absolute. Couldn't believe it. I've not had any problems with the Mister up to this point, and then 2 SD cards completely burnt out.
But Steve is right. You can try to format the large SD card with smaller capacity in smaller format, and then just check it out. One more.
Even try just giving it a 2 gig or a 1 gig partition.
It won't even read now.
Yeah,
Doesn't even detect it.
Red hot.
It's dead as a door now.
No. You take the new SD card. Like you have those with 32 gigs. Just format.
You've got the new ones there, haven't you? You can stick them in your PC, format it to 1 gig.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is Mr. Fusion does that. Only formats a very small thing, and then it unpacks the file system on the Mister.
Mm-hmm.
But while it did that, it just destroyed the card. 2 of them in a row yesterday. Couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Third time lucky.
Lexar, Lexar's a bit of a fringe make. They're not.
Yeah.
But the Samsung card afterwards, I thought, fucking hell, that's a bit strong.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a bit like the old system, like your old BIOSes that only accept a certain amount of gigage on your hard drives, and some of them would only go up to 4.5 gig at one time, didn't they, without updating them. So I wonder if it's anything like that where it's putting it in and it's sort of shitting itself.
Other people are using 512s, 1 terabytes, no problem.
You see, it's like I was going to ask you, Neil, because he's got the same microscope as me. Do you ever get file corruption?
I don't use the SD card because I plug it straight through. Do you know the USB?
Yeah.
Straight to OBS and just grab it on OBS.
Right, I might try that because
I never use the SD card on it, so I can't really say whether I have or not.
Right, I've done it for a video that I was making, and I pulled SD card out, I stuck it in my card reader, and it's a bit of a wonky card reader. You have to hold it over a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it come up and it's got all these gobbledygook files, and
its
volume label were all gobbledygook in that as well, and it's like, really? So I don't know whether it will make an SD card reader that's corrupted it, or whether or what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I tend to put everything through OBS because it's less editing then, because I can do it as I go along and resize and everything. It took a bit of setting up, but now it's all set up. I can't live without OBS. One of the best things ever, and this thing as well has been really good. Whoops, see that?
One of those switch jobbies.
Yeah, really good. Really handy.
Cameras and stuff.
What make is that one?
That's a Stream Deck. But they're really good. I wouldn't get any other. Do you know what I mean? So you can, like, you see, you can switch. You get like 8 different lots. You just all swipe touch screen. I've got a Pac-Man screensaver. Look.
Right.
What are the dials for then, Neil? Is that fade in, fade out sort of thing?
Yeah, you can do like volume and everything. So you can alter your microphone volume, whatever volume you put on there. It's really easy.
Right, okay. Audio volume then.
Yeah, you just drag and drop in there. Also, you can push as well to mute or do a key, and you can even like assign a key to it. So you press it to do Shift B or whatever you want it to do and stuff. So you can do anything with it, and it's just easier.
I've never looked at OBS, to be honest, or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I use it for recording everything. I just press the button now.
I think it's a go-to really if you're using multiple cameras.
Yeah, because I use that camera as well through Elgato, I think it is. I can't remember what it's called, but software through that turns your phone into a webcam and outputs through OBS as well.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned when you doing your videos with you having yourself up in a little window up in the corner.
That's Office webcam here that's fastened there.
Yeah, she says she likes that, you know, but being able to see you at the same time as doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. You got to know when to switch it off, because sometimes, like you've noticed, you leave it on at full speed and your mouse going. Exactly, that's what it's like.
Police Academy.
It's all part of learning, isn't it? Like I say, I mean, I'm still learning this YouTube like I'll be learning for the rest of my life, I think. But,
I don't think you ever stop, to be honest. There's so many things that can help you, you know, down the lines, or what you learn bits and pieces as you're going along. It's like you guys about you guys. I know Lee's used OBS before, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But I've never bothered with it at all. Period. I've never even seen the software. You know what I mean?
It's like that. Canva as well is so good.
The
Canva online for doing thumbnails is so good and so quick.
I never use it.
But the way I got Canva was, I used a VPN, said it was in Turkey, and bought it through Turkey. So it cost me 20 quid for the whole year.
So how much is it normally?
Hey?
How much is it normally?
About £12 a month.
Wow.
And I paid £20 for the whole year. So I was thought, okay, that's it. Something like 2 million Turkish lira. I don't know what it was. It wasn't that much. It worked out at 20 quid. That's how
Strange, isn't it, when you can go over to Turkey with 20 quid and turn into a millionaire?
So that's what I did anyway, and it's really good for me. I find it really easy to use.
Did you
I might have to have a look into that.
Did you try putting your scope through OBS yet?
Yeah, I do. My scope's through OBS.
Nice.
Any recording I do on the scope has always been through OBS. It displays on the screen and in OBS, so it's really easy. Do you know what I mean? It's a way forward.
I've never looked at it that way before.
Yeah, I've even got me oscilloscope for it now as well.
That's what I meant.
I thought you meant your microscope. No.
No.
The last video when I was doing the BBC, which I haven't released, I actually got it on the screen. I was dead happy. The delay is a bit different to what you see on the screen.
Shouldn't be.
Well, I think it was, yeah. I think a bit of a laggy. I don't know. Probably because I've got 300 devices plugged in my USB through a hub.
How have you got it plugged into your PC then?
What's
for
that?
OBS? You know, that's microscope.
This
I'm
one?
going back a little bit. Yeah, have you got that plugged in? Because I can see it coming out of HDMI.
Just
This
USB.
And when you turn it on here, you can't see mine because mine's broken. It'll come up. Oops.
Steve, but when you plug it in the USB,
It
it'll
says
feel
PC
like a
camera.
camera.
I don't have a USB.
Yeah, you press PC camera and you press OK. And then it shows up on your PC.
I don't have a USB.
Oh no, you got a duff one.
Mine don't have a USB. Mine does not have a USB.
How's it powered?
Hang on, that's power. Yeah, I can get my hand to work. That's power. And that's output for HDMI.
And that's it.
Oh,
Oh.
I can't hear you, Neil.
You're
You've muted yourself.
You're muted, Neil. Unmute yourself.
Who's muted Neil?
not me.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, but
No,
still no.
That's that Stream Deck. That's how good it is. Look.
No comprende. Mate, we can't hear you, seriously.
The moment that he powered on his microscope, everything went bananas.
What's yours? Is it yours is Anden Star then?
I can hear him.
Because mine's a Link Micro, but they were all the same models. Yeah, I think I'll get one of those Steam Deck things. Do you know what I mean? For adjusting your videos and your audio. They're all right, aren't they, Neil? Oh, sorry, you can't respond.
I've just put it in the.
What?
I've just put it in the chat. Rudy's gone. Read lips. He says he hates Commodores. Neil, you're muted.
I know I'm muted, but he won't unmute.
Oh, you can hear you now.
I don't know what was going on there, and it kept muting itself.
So what were you saying at the back of your scope then?
I was saying your
hang
power
on.
lead
That
is
Stream
your
Deck.
USB in it.
The power lead is, yeah. I mean, it should
Yeah,
come
we'll
straight
plug
out
that,
of
plug that into your PC.
which I normally do for power.
Yeah, but into the actual PC USB. And when you turn it on, it should have an option to say PC camera.
An option for PC camera.
And you
No.
press down. No.
No, I just have my scope screen.
Perhaps that lead you've got is just got no data. It's just power.
Well, that's the lead that came with it, to be fair.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean, Lee?
Yeah, I think he's going to have to go through HDMI capture, like Rudy said.
All right. Okay.
That Stream Deck you've got there, is that made by Amstrad or something?
No, why?
Because you kept fucking muting yourself.
It's not even turned on. I've unplugged it, but I don't know why it was muting. Nothing to do with that.
Well, yeah, well, normally with the cheap microscopes, Steve, they just plug in the USB like a camera.
Yeah, I mean, I've got those little camera ones about that big. It's like a bullet, you know, with lead off it. And I normally just pick it straight up and use that, like. But
yeah,
I'm surprised that doesn't do anything unless you have to disconnect it with stuff.
Oh, it's got the wrong USB cable, like I said.
Is yours Anden Star?
Yeah, Ando Star, yeah.
Yeah, mine's Link Micro, but I know that same machine, different name. That's all. I'll have to try another lead on it then. But I don't have USB. I don't have USB. I only have that power one. Or is it micro USB?
That's what mine is, a micro. Yeah, get a micro. Get a micro USB cable and plug that in and try that. Maybe that cable's only wired for power.
Yeah.
Sometimes you only wire the two pins.
That could be.
And you don't wire any data.
I'll have a look into that.
To save money, they do that.
So, what's everyone got coming up then?
I've still got a couple of A2000s to be finishing off. I just can't get back to them, but I do need to get them done and back to the customers. PS4 refurb coming up, which is nice, a bit newer more than what I normally do.
Yeah.
like I said before, I do advertise on my channel that I do from 70s, 80s up to modern day consoles and computers and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it at the moment. I've got a few more RGH 360s to do, but I don't want to keep doing videos on RGH 360s. It's just the same thing over and over and over again, isn't it? You know, unless it's something special. There's no point in doing repeat videos, if you like.
What's the matter with the Amigas?
One of the A2000s wants the 68,000 socket, changing. The other one wants a Pi-Storm putting in it. But it's just getting round to them, isn't it? You know, it's when you relax for a while and back off it for a little bit, you want to go back to it and do something that you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and when you get in people's machines to do, and I've got it in the back of my mind thinking they're wanting the systems back as well. Do you know what I mean? So you end up with a conflict of interest sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to stop doing outside repairs and just focus on what I want to do, and I can do it at my leisure then, rather than feeling as though I'm having to do it.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, and I've accepted them to do. I'm not knocking that. Do you know what I mean?
I think with the Amiga 2000, it's an add-in board, isn't it? Goes in one of the slots.
It does, and he's got a 68,000 baud add-on board anyway, which bypasses that socket. But he's had a bit of corrosion on it from battery. It's not as bad as the previous one, but he wanted that socket changing, even though he's not going to be using that socket. He wants the board right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's about it for me. Thank God, I got Mike from the Amiga Club. He gave us 3 1541 disk drives to be looking at and repairing. So I'm pretty sure Neil will be watching them videos.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to do one.
I've got 3 to do now. Yeah, I don't know what's on the discs. There's some interesting stuff on the discs. There's some IBM stuff as well. You know, IBM games and stuff like that that's there. I'm just hoping that they might run in the Commodore PC that I have that's IBM compatible.
No, use a grease weasel.
Yeah, have I been thinking about putting me GoTech into my Commodore PC? Been thinking about doing that. I mean, I thought that might be a better idea for it.
Yeah.
This is one of the main reasons I wanted to build this 486 is I can put a 5 1/4 in it. A 1.4, and I've always got it there to use if I need to make any discs. I mean, I know the grease weasel worked, but it was a pain to get it working.
Yeah.
But it did work in the end.
Yeah, but what are you going to do with a 5 1/4? Because realistically, that was for the 386 and the 286 times.
Yeah, but sometimes I need it to make the disc for, like, if I get the Amstrad shit again and stuff. That's all. I've got a spare disc anyway. I might as well use it.
Well, why don't you get the 5 1/4 and a 3 1/2, put it into a little box, and just have your grease weasel in it?
That's good, yeah.
I'll get a Commodore 1571 disk drive, and then it'll read IBM discs too.
I think that's probably the only Commodore drive I ain't got.
71.
I've got one built into my 128, but I've not got a separate unit, you know.
I was looking for one. I mean, I picked one off at eBay at the time, and then I went to Doncaster Dome Retro Show where they were selling stuff there, and me and Alice go in, and we go in, and we just poof, gone, you know. And then she come back to me like 10 minutes later saying, "I found one, 20 quid." And that were only about 3 years ago. Is that what you were after at 1571? I went, "Yep, thank you very much." So I think that's okay, good and working. So I've got 2 of them. I just haven't got an original 1581, although I've got 2 replicas now that does actually work. Surprise.
I've got an original 1581.
Yeah.
But that took me a long time to get one.
Just try them that replica, Lee. If you haven't cured it, just plug it in, right? Fire Jiffy DOS on it. Don't put fast load. Put Jiffy DOS on, and hit your F1 for your directory, and just see if it wakes up. Because mine does. Both mine work perfectly fine. And then once upon they were working perfectly fine. Showed our lass. I went, look, I'll show you. Took it down, put it in, plugged it all back up again, and it's gone out again. Didn't work. Hit F1 straight away with Jiffy DOS. Read the disk straight away. Works perfectly again. It's like as if something's getting stuck. It's like there's a gate that's getting jammed open or closed or something.
Well, my two Tom's 01 boards, they're phenomenal. I've got one with an Amiga driving and one with a PC driving. Both of them, no problem. It's only the Alpha Labs boards.
The Alpha Labs and that last one that we did, which I've got the two different boards. I can't remember what they called it now. Tom's. It were like the 1581 extendable one where you could put different power units on it. Tim Retro Corner, I think he was doing one, wasn't he? Built one at the same time as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So them two boards do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
F1 clears it with Jiffy DOS every single time. I don't know what it is. It must be a bug in circuitry somewhere, and I don't know what it is. The difference between asking for it for load comma $sign, and asking for your directory that way or hitting F1. What is the difference? Anybody know? If you do know, you're in the comments. Drop it in the comments because I want to know. But there has to be something different.
I don't know. The ROM code is a bit difficult to read. There's a disassembly of the ROM code, and I had to look through that, but it's fairly fucking horrendous.
Yeah,
it's all over the place.
It's just strange. It has to be something different. It's got to.
I don't think it's in the software. I think that the recreation boards are not 100% pucker.
Mm.
The Tom's 01 one is, without a doubt, but the
There's
others
something not quite right on them other ones, is there?
That's it.
At least we've found a workaround. So if anybody in the future is watching this video and you have a 1581 that keeps coming up with error 74, can't read, put Jiffy DOS in, hit F1, it'll clear it.
Yeah.
As strange as it is.
They're almost as annoying as a Harlequin, isn't it, Neil?
No, I was messing with that bloody thing for nearly 2 years. You haven't been at your Harlequins for 2 years.
Oh, over a year, I think. I built 2 of the bloody things.
2 years and 3 of us at them bloody 1581s.
Yeah,
but to be fair, the Harlequin's working fine. It's just tape loading.
Just don't want to listen.
Nah.
Is anybody else in Owsley that's a bit like
that? I couldn't possibly comment.
It's like lighting blue touch paper and standing back.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they were a pain in the ass with them 1581s, and it's like I haven't ventured on a board build for a while. I do fancy doing a board build again. Like a Vic 20. Vic 20.
Mine's sort of stopped at the moment.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a Vic 20.
Lack of funds.
Well, I'm thinking about building that Amiga one up that Neil sent me, but
this one here.
Some of the pipes are fucking. Oh yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah,
it is still getting built. I mean, yeah, it's these caps are really expensive. Those 3-legged filter cap things.
Yeah,
they weren't cheap. To be honest, I've not got that much more left now, have I? I've got the resistors.
No. If you discount your sockets and your chips and stuff like that, there's not a lot there, is there?
There's a lot, isn't there? So yeah, really, and the sockets obviously. I just need to start attacking that board I've got up there actually for donor parts. Get as many donor parts as possible.
Looks like there's a comment there for you, Neil.
What's that?
Beat 73.
This thing in the grease weasel thing to me. Who's that?
As soon as you like your grease weasels.
floppies on Mister.
Nice.
Right, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. No,
I must admit, the Mister is a good device.
just expensive.
They are now, yeah.
Yeah,
I want one of those backbite chip testers, but they're a bit on the high side, aren't they? Have you seen them?
yeah.
They look really good because the test are massive around
A
it.
massive amount of chips. Yeah, exactly. That would be good.
I think they're about 200 quid.
There's a lot of money in it.
What is it? Just like an Arduino or something that just interrogates a chip?
I suppose so, pretty much like that. Let's see if I can find you a link.
There's a bootleg Mister coming out, £100 complete. Now,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Oh,
I heard that. The guys are also working on a handheld one as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be quite
Send you a
cool.
link in chat, Lee. It's 200 quid, $200.
I
You
have
look down
seen
in
it.
it.
think
It
you
just
said-
does a massive amounts of chips.
I think you sent me a link once. It looked quite cool, actually.
Do what pokey chips as well.
Yeah, you can just plug them in and then just test.
Oh, it's yeah. The back bit, they make a cartridge as well for the C64, based on a Teensy, I think.
They're doing some good stuff for backbite stuff, to be honest. But I won't mind a chip tester pro. That'd be quite nice. So I've got like RAM testers, little RAM testers, but I think they lie. To be honest.
You got some RAM testers?
Yeah. It's just holy crap though. I can find them. I'll show you one. They've never seemed to be whoppy wonderful. They're not to hand, as you can see, because I don't use them.
The problem with testing chips, like you know, the 866 Pros that we've got to burn them, you can test logic chips in there. This is half the problem. It tests whether the gates have got the right functionality, but not for speed. None of them test for speed.
You might just want updating, I don't know, but that's one of them.
All right, okay.
Yeah, an Arduino.
Yeah, that's Nano, yeah. I built it myself.
For the 4164 chips. And this one's for 4116.
Yeah.
You might just want updating, to be fair.
What's that Arduino? 16 megahertz?
I don't know.
Yeah, 16.
Right. So how is that going to test the chip at 1 megahertz speed? I don't think you could, even in assembler, you couldn't do it in 6 cycles.
Test it faster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
believe they wrote. I don't think they wrote a FireWire in assembler. They use C probably.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've had RAM chips where I've put in there and the testing failed, and I've put them in the machine and they've worked perfectly.
Yeah, but my point is, Steve, that by the time that the Arduino tells the pin what to do, sends the information, gets a confirmation, it can't do it in its speed range, you know. Not at full speed for the chip. Because what's a RAM chip run at? 2 megahertz?
Nanoseconds, though, isn't it? Nanoseconds on RAM.
No, normal, like in the 64, they're accessed at 2 clocks per cycle, aren't they? So
Would be a maximum, wouldn't it?
1.7 megahertz, something like that. The poor old Arduino ain't got enough guts, not to keep up.
I don't know. So basically, it needs 8 pins, right? 8 pins to test at the same time.
Yep.
But the problem is that Nano doesn't have that many interrupt pins So
No.
I don't know. So that's also a problem. So some of those pins are manually driven, so they cannot be automated with the interrupt or something that will secure the speed to have enough speed and constant. So I don't know.
That's my point. I suspect that the chips it's testing are a fraction of their rated speed.
Low speed.
Yeah.
But if you can do, I know that you can do that with CPUs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you? Obviously, you can do that with memory, but maybe 99% of the time that's good enough.
Yeah.
I'm not expert. I'm just guessing here.
Right. I've got a couple of 4164 chips.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've just plugged it in. I'm just going to pull one chip straight out, brand new chip. These are new old stock. Straight into the reader. Then she pops. And I think you press button.
But you cannot know the speed at which it tests.
Can't see it because it's flashing light, but
Yeah, it's flashing constantly.
but that's testing as good.
Okay.
You watch. I'm gonna pull these out now at random and stick them in. They're all gonna pass.
Right. Beeps has said, "Don't kill me. I've been messing around with an Amstrad multi-cart." So the question here is, did they have multiple games worth playing?
No,
I rest my case.
I had a Dandonator for one of them. Wasn't worth buying.
Amstrad one, yeah.
It wasn't worth buying. I wasn't keen on the Amstrad one because the Amstrad one, at the end of the day, you had to plug it into your PC. You had to load a profile with the games on it. You couldn't just use an SD card. You had to load them into a profile.
It's the same. It's the same for the Spectrum, except you can plug a second board in called a multiply, and then just run them off the SD card.
Right,
Nice.
I'm going to give up with these chips because I'm proving myself to be a liar at the moment because they're all seeming to be passing.
I don't know how many multi-carts they made for the Amstrad.
Did they have to bother?
Well, no, they didn't. But the only one I'd heard of was the Dandonator.
Yeah, that's the one. That's because I picked that up for the Amstrad because I thought I'll give it a good go that way because my tape deck were a bit wobbly. I'd tried everything. I'd changed everything in it, all the belts in it, jockey wheels and all sorts inside it. And you could listen to it loading and it was like... But I didn't know that it was a lazy motor because that's the only thing that I have changed, if you know what I mean. But I give up and got an Dandonator for it so I could play games instantly. And probably tested it out and never bothered playing them games.
Back
Steve,
in the day,
Steve, look, Steve, this is mine. Homemade.
Yeah,
Memory tester.
thing really.
what did he say? The issue with a 464 Plus is the basic is loaded from the cart. I'm afraid, Beeps, that's not the issue with an Amstrad. That's far from it.
Amstrad doesn't even know what a cart is. I've had two 464s now. I've tried so much and tried with Amstrad. I've had two of them, and two of them I've kitted out to the balls with it, and both of them I've sold. Do you know what I mean? So I'm done with Amstrad. I'm going Commodore only.
Yeah, well, the issue is not whether it loads your basic from a cart. It's why bother.
The issue is whether it loads or not. I mean, Amstrads are a bit better than Macs at end of the day because at least they work.
Hey, Nils is working. It's holding the shelves up.
He's got three in the background doing nothing.
Be honest, mate. 2 out of 3 are working. They're just waiting to be retrobrated. yeah.
Mm.
Once they replace those reefer caps.
Hey, did you say you'd bought an Amstrad, Neil?
I've got the Amstrad PCW or whatever it is, PC 86. I haven't bought an Amstrad.
That might have been what you'd, yeah.
I'd like a 464.
Why?
I'd like a 464.
Yeah, why?
Because I just want one to play with.
Why?
Just
Look,
play with.
If you need to hold your door open, use a Mac.
I want it for experience.
Yeah, and then you'll wish you hadn't bothered.
To be honest, I quite enjoy that Specky, the Spectrum I've got. I quite enjoy
Specky's
playing
a different breed to the Amstrad, mate. A completely different breed.
Cool. Well, there was that good game on the Amstrad with the little aeroplanes you took off and
They never made one.
Aircraft carrier.
They never
Carrier
made one.
attack.
They never made one for Amstrad.
Yeah. But yeah.
Harrier Attack were quite good, to be honest, and I remember it was pretty much like same kind of genre. I want it with Cyclone as well on the piece on the Spectrum.
Yeah,
I know that back in the day, I was round this other guy's ass, and he was loading a tape game into the Amstrad, and we must have been there for about 40 fucking minutes while it's loaded in, fucking the whole time. And it gets to the end, and it just doesn't do anything.
It fall over.
I think it was. I can't remember what the game was, but afterwards he put on Crystal Castles, and that was pretty shit.
Sounds impressive.
Yeah. What's up, Neil?
No. Right.
Like you're in a world of your own then. What's going on?
I was just looking for.
You look like you were in Macland.
Yeah. I'm fine. I did lose a blue Scuzzy. I've ripped my shed to pieces looking for it. I can't find it.
Blue Scuzzy.
I bought it for the Mac. An external Scuzzy to basically emulates a Scuzzy drive. You put an SD in, you can load.
It's all right. You won't need it then if you need it.
Apparently, you can get them to work on the Amiga 500 Plus as well.
Scuzzy drive, you can, I think.
Off the side.
Mm.
They used Scuzzy, didn't they?
What? Off the side port of the Amiga?
Yeah. Do you remember where you used to put those Scuzzy drives?
Yeah,
on
but
the
you still need a Scuzzy adapter, didn't you?
I don't, yeah, on the side. I don't know, but I've seen people running the blue Scuzzies on the side. But yeah.
Oh, look at this! Look.
Yeah, but
his dad
be
got
honest,
a 464 with a green screen.
yeah, I think that was more expensive one than the Commodore 64.
Fucking not many. I think it was it $399 for the green screen and $499 for the colour.
Yeah, and how much is a 64?
Oh, don't know.
Oh, because I get it. He didn't want a separate TV. I get it. Right. Okay then.
Yeah. I knew someone that had the green screen, and yeah, that was painful.
They're not that bad.
I did see what?
Not that bad.
You're correct. You're right, Neil. They're not that bad. They're not that good neither, but they're not that bad.
They're a great British computer, a part of the British history of computers.
I can agree with you as being a British computer.
The BBC Micro, the Spectrum.
No, not in the league. Not in the league. Not in the league.
It's got its own quirkiness.
It does, to be fair.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
very close to a Spectrum, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're better. I like an updated Spectrum, a better Spectrum.
To be honest, they're a bit, they're a bit nice because you didn't have colour clash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I used to hate that on the Specky.
You know,
Yeah.
but that were about it. All games that you got were specky ports anyway.
Yeah. One other guy at school, he had a 464 with a colour screen, and the screen itself is very nice because they're RGB, I think, coming out.
Anyway,
the 464.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
So it's absolutely crystal clear.
They're just a pain, aren't they?
All those Lego type graphics, perfectly chunky.
I mean, like head over heels.
No, I only saw Operation Wolf on it.
Oh, did you? Right, okay.
But that sort of chugged along a bit because when you got a 64, you're used to hardware scrolling, and when you see something like a Spectrum or MSX is another one like that, they haven't got it, so it has to do it in CPU.
Yeah, they have now software routines to scroll on 464.
Oh, what, in the CPU?
Yeah. It looks rather nice. It's okay.
But I don't think it's got it in hardware though, is it?
No.
Yeah.
No hardware.
It's the same with the Specky. I mean, some games were better than others at scrolling, but generally, it wasn't as bad as the
It can do a bit of scrolling, can it? But it's not brilliant at it, if you know what I mean.
I did.
Not designed to.
Yeah, the Atari ST never had hardware scrolling, did it?
It did.
Sort of.
It did, but it wasn't per pixel.
Yeah, it wasn't like the Amiga, obviously, but yeah.
I think it was something stupid like on an 8-pixel boundary.
Yeah.
So it would shift the screen, but yeah.
I remember seeing Amiga and thinking, God, look how smooth that is. It was parallax scrolling.
But
we had parallax scrolling anyway on Commodore 64, so it were not new to us.
Yeah, but it's cool on Amiga. When you saw Shadow of the Beast for the first time, it was like, cool.
Yeah, the intro was good.
Yeah, the intro as well with it coming through the roof. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's one of those awe-inspiring moments that was.
Yeah, until you played the game, which was pretty shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very chunky on controls, wasn't it?
Yeah, what was good, though, with the game was Another World, wasn't it? That had a great intro and a good game.
Yeah.
Those silly little worms that went...
Yeah.
It was a good game, that. I played it all the way through, that Another World. It's a cracking game.
I played it to where you run back and you jumped over and the tiger fell down. That was it.
Yeah.
The second one was good as well, Flashback.
Yeah.
But
I never really played it. I've put it on and looked at it, but I've never really played Flashback. I've never had the chance to sit down and play it properly, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. But Amiga had a lot of good games.
Definitely, yeah.
But I had the ST first, then the Amiga.
I had an ST and Amiga. I had an STE.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did. And that did have hardware scrolling that no cunt used.
Exactly. I was going to say. And it had stereo sound, which no one. There was 2 games. I remember going by Sleepwalker, the Comic Relief game, because it had an STE enhanced version, just so it could play it with stereo sound.
They had a good pinball one on there called Obsession, though. That was good. And there was a good PD pinball game on there that was called, oh, fuck, it's gone out of my head. Starball. Starball it was. That was good. Really good. Spent a lot of time playing that. But when you played Dungeon Master, it was far better on the ST than the Amiga. Which is a bit strange, but there you go.
Faster CPU, wasn't it? 8 megahertz instead of 7.14.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's what we used to use for ammunition in the playground.
Yeah. It had a nice keyboard as well, the ST.
With the function keys in line.
You want a bad computer. I never had an ST back in the day, but my uncles always had them all the way through. each different gun system, and it's still is the same now, to be fair. So I was lucky enough to grow up with some of the systems when they were first coming out, like the Atari ST and the Amigas and stuff like that. Didn't own one myself, but I was lucky enough to be able to play on them, if you know what I mean. And he didn't have the Atari ST very long, to be fair. He only had it probably about 6 months, and then he changed it to an Amiga.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got my mate who was working at Fujitsu at the time to find me some memory from out, and then he upgraded mine to maximum capacity. I took it into cash converters at the time, traded it in for an Amiga with a load of games.
Yeah, they were a good thing.
Beeps has said, "You remember Get Fresh on ITV? They played Xenon on the Amiga."
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
They did the other Amiga game as well with the giant wasp. What was that? Weird Dreams.
Oh, Weird Dreams.
That was on TV as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the candy floss. Do you remember that, Steve? With a giant wasp.
I do, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that
I do remember Get Fresh. It had that bloody green thing in it with big ears stuck out, didn't it? And it looked like it had Botox in its lips.
There you go, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to find some time to do some more videos. It's just been a bit hectic lately, without a doubt. But I've got so much material that I want to do, and just not enough time to do it in.
Gilbert, his name was. That was it.
Yeah. It's same all around, mate. To be fair, I've got so much things I could be doing. Do you know what I mean? But it's whether you want to or not, isn't it? At the time.
Yeah. What's happening
with
me?
Other things on your mind, other things to do. You know, it's it seems to become set to one side, and I'll deal with that later.
Yeah, like I end up filming the whole video, and then the thing doesn't work, so I end up just keeping that to one side for another day until I get that working.
Yeah.
Because that's how it's gone recently. Nothing's been working, like I say. But way the things, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be. That's why I say I might go back to some of the stuff what Rob Taylor does, you know, like the 60s clothes, the Vicky 20 and stuff like that he does. I fancy building a Vic 20.
Yeah.
Nice and easy stuff, isn't it? You know, something nice. Especially after that 1541, it's just like, nah. And you know what, if I'd have had that 1541 and then I'd have had an Harlequin and I'd just gone, you know what, stuff YouTube, I've had enough.
The only thing with building stuff now, if you haven't got the chips and stuff, it's getting rather expensive.
Yeah.
I've noticed everything now is getting so expensive to do. That's why I've stopped on this Amiga, because I've just got no spare capital at the moment. It's all gone.
Yeah. The price of chips are just stupid, aren't they?
Everything, just component wise and stuff has gone stupid. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd get in there, I'd plod along. I'd say. So see how things go.
I'm thinking about building up that Amiga board you sent me.
Yeah.
I've still got the stuff. I've got the stuff in the box behind me to send to you. I just ain't had time to pack it all up.
That's okay. Steve's got something for me as well, I think.
I have completely totally not forgot about it. I walked in that room the other day and it was there staring at me and thinking, bollocks. It's an A600 from, I think is it Francis or something from the Amiga group.
Yeah,
I'm going to send it down for you to do. It's just gone completely out of my head.
I think he wants, I don't know, something like the
firmware flashing on the board.
Firmware flashing on the accelerator.
I've never seen that thing before. I'll go get it, show you.
I haven't as well.
Well, speaking of something along a different line, I've got an OSS MC. Or OSSC, that's it. You know the upscalers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there was a video from the Retro channel that I saw the other day, and that's he reflashed the firmware in the OSSC.
Yeah.
So it can now do Luma code without needing a pipe.
I'll tell you what I did. I bought. I can't remember what it was. It was like a cheap Chinese thing once. Yeah, I've seen them before. Those ones. They sit on the CPU, don't they?
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, they plug on. Yeah, crappy thing. But I built for the CD32. It was so I could convert the signal to HDMI.
Is it Furia? Furia?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Furia. And I ended up plugging an Arduino board on it, soldering an Arduino board to it, and then flashing his Arduino up with a Wi-Fi thing and stuff, and I could connect to it, and then you could overclock it, so it's like similar version to yours. It was.
Yeah.
It actually came really good output. I couldn't believe how good it was. The upscaler one. But it's really good. It's like a cheap version of yours.
Is that the GBS 8220 or something?
Can't remember. It might have been something like that. But you actually solder an Arduino to it, and then flash the Arduino with some software, and it directly interacts into the.
Has it got 4 buttons in a diamond in one corner?
Yeah, that's the one, I think. Yeah, and it worked really good.
Yeah,
that's going back some time. A few years back, it was. I did that when I was just messing around trying to get the CD32 looking good, because I could never get a good enough image on the CD32 to use the workbench. But through that, I got a good image.
This is an accelerator, this Furia, I like.
yeah, it's a A600 accelerator.
Yeah, it's a Rev 3, ECO2, Eco2.
They're not that great because they keep falling over.
Yeah, I think that's what's happened to this one. That's why I want firmware updating.
I think when you update your system ROM to a certain version, it won't work until you update the version on that or something.
Yeah, well, sticker on it for firmware says April 20. It's 4-year-old firmware, isn't it?
I thought about buying one of them and I didn't in the end because there's been a lot of problems with them.
Right. It's got a Gotek in it, if that counts.
We all have a Gotek.
No.
You can never have too many Goteks.
Hey?
I said you can never have too many Goteks.
You love your Gotek, don't you?
Yeah, I've got them in everything.
Do you know for using these VLB, Visa, whatever local bus, do you need to configure them any differently or anything?
Probably.
You shouldn't do, as long as they don't conflict.
It doesn't have to go into a certain port or anything, no.
No, you should have 3 ports.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I've got 3. Yeah.
It should work the same in any one.
Yeah, because I can't get this to display anything.
That might be fucked.
There's only one jumper on it. It looks mint. The only thing is all those chips are missing out. You said the memory expansion, didn't you?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually to give you more colours at a certain resolution, that's all.
Yeah, I only want 1080p out of it.
Yeah, good luck.
You're lucky to get 600 to 400 out of it.
Oh, I don't know. Let's just see what happens, shall we? I don't know. I just want to get rid of some stuff from out of the shed.
Throw it in bait wheelie bin.
Yeah, I might do, by the end of it. Fucking pain in the ass.
Well, I've been doing
load of old PC stuff.
You have?
Yeah.
I've just been slowly but surely evicting things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm evicting my car next. I'm doing my
Is that
brakes.
with or without brake pads?
No, I'm doing my brakes tomorrow. That's what I'm doing.
I've been trying to do that for last month.
I know. I've actually bought them now, and the guy's coming out to refit my windscreen to do that sale. Then it's going up for sale. Then.
To be fair, mine should have had some brake pads in last MOT, and there were about 2 mil left on them. But he passed and advised them for me that time, and it's done 3,000 miles since, and they're still on them brake pads.
I'm not using it as much as I used to use it, and it's just sat on the drive, and it's just
It's exactly. Like I said, mine's done. Last time I checked, it was 2,800 miles. It's done in 12 months.
Just money sat on the drive because I go to work on that bike.
Yeah.
It's quicker on bike.
Yeah.
Now delimited it. It's ever such good fun.
Yeah. How are you going to go on when he comes to Amiga meets?
I've still got the Volvo, haven't I?
All right. Okay.
Pointless having two cars now because different when I used to go to the mini meets and stuff, and I used to go to work separate to missus. Now we don't. Now we go on bike straight down the cycle path.
Did you look into any more about doing an Amiga group down by you? You were thinking about it, weren't you?
But again, it's time, innit? I just haven't got time at the moment to do so. And it's money as well. I haven't got any spare cash at the moment. I'm going like month to month at the moment. My wages are going in, my bills are going out, and I'm down to like 50p in my bank in like 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
so it's going like that at the moment.
It's like my mum said, you want to go out today, go out and have a meal today. It's your birthday. Go and do, And I thought, yeah, that's all right. But every time I leave house, it's 50 quid.
Yeah, I mean, so that's it.
You know what I mean? Every time I go to Co-op and get a few bags of Christmas stuff and go to checkout and a packet of fags, it's £30. It's like, what?
It's just crap, honestly. Yeah, it's gone really crap.
Doesn't make me want to go out because it costs us stuff these days.
Yeah.
Well, if you do go out for a meal, I mean, it's stupid prices now. You're going out, I don't know what it is where you are, but fish and chips around this area is like £12.50.
Yeah, it's same here now. Yeah.
I mean, it's about 3 years ago. We went to one that's fairly close to us. We got fish and chips and a couple of tea cakes or something like that, and it was about 21 quid for the pair of us.
Yeah, it's about 6-7 quid for fish, innit?
Yeah, it's mental.
Yeah, stupid.
It'll just put everybody out of business. I've said it before.
We've got a new government now, mate.
Yeah, what a lot of crap.
We've got a new government. Don't forget, you got 25% of the votes of the country.
Look, we have traded right, Miss Piggy for Kermit the Frog.
No, I didn't vote for
it doesn't matter who you vote for, you're going to get a Muppet.
No, I didn't vote for either of them. It was just nuts, mate, honestly.
We got the Amstrad of governments.
Yeah.
Why would you want to vote for that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't vote for any of them. And to be honest, I think there was 60% turnout this time. So 40% of people didn't vote. And they ended up with what? 30% of the votes? And they got that majority. There's something wrong there.
Yeah, I was the under impression, and I always have been for a long time until I looked it up, that if you didn't vote, your vote went to them that were already in power because you was happy with the way it was. Yeah, it doesn't.
I was going to say, because otherwise Conservatives would have got a lot more votes.
Exactly, but I looked it up and read about it, and it doesn't. It's just null and void. It just doesn't get counted.
Yeah,
by the time it did, it's a bit like when work gives you a new contract and you don't sign it and you carry on working. You've agreed to it by carrying on working, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's still nuts at the moment.
It is. I don't care. 2 years and I'm done.
Yeah.
2 years, you will be done under this government. It might have been 2 years yesterday, but now they're in, it's 5.
Nope. When I get to 55, I'm done. I'm done working for anybody. Let's put it that way. I'm done working for anybody. If I'm working for myself, it's a different thing, but I'm done working for anybody when I'm 55.
75.
Huh?
75 it is.
What is?
Retirement now.
It's bollocks.
Yes.
It went from 67 to 68.
Sir Starmer just said it's 75 now.
Yeah, well, he talks a lot of crap.
No, that'll be Monday's announcement.
And Tuesday it'll be 85.
Yeah, stuff it. I'm just gonna retire. I've had enough. I'm either going to invest in a business or I'm just gonna live off the grid.
I'm never going to retire because I never afford to, mate. I'm going to die at work.
What are you on about? You found your 17 grand the other week.
Unless I... no, 7 grand.
Unless 17.
No, 7 it was.
Oh,
Unless I win the lottery.
7 grand's better than a smack in mouth, you know. I'm still waiting for me 10%.
If I...
Finder's fee.
It is actually... Now we're powered it on with this local bus crapping. The screen's coming up 640 by 340, but just black.
Yeah.
640 by 340.
Let me work it out now. It doesn't say now. It was. I saw that. So, 720 by 400. Is that right?
Well, it's right if you want 720 by 400.
It depends on what glasses you're wearing.
Oh no, 640 by 350.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's what he's outputting. But as a black screen, nothing else.
Yeah, well, that card wants to go in bin then, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Why? You took it out and it worked. You put it in and it doesn't.
I'm just gonna squeeze it a bit. Look. Massage
Fondle
it
it a little bit. Why don't you blow on cartridge slot?
I don't know.
Well, if you want to play games on it, maybe a DX4 100 ain't really what you're after.
No, that's all I've got though.
It'll be all right for text adventures.
No, they weren't that bad as far as I remember.
Like if you want to play games on it, right, whop in the Trident, and then it will handle the text adventures.
Yeah. Why are you so bad about the Trident?
They were literally the slowest cards you could buy.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
But this is a Trident Super.
No.
No.
No. The only super thing about it is it's got the word super on it.
Made by Amstrad.
Yeah. Honestly, the Trident made the slowest graphic cards you can get.
But my Spirit Logic isn't working. It's not working, is it?
Well, no, if it's not working, it's fucked.
Yeah, but stupid bag of shit old stuff.
But I suppose the point I was trying to make, Neil, is
Yeah.
to play them sort of games, you probably want a low-end Pentium, like a 133.
I remember I used to play X-Wing on an SX25.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At 5 frames per second.
No, he used to play fine. So I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And Wolfenstein.
X-Wing, Wolfenstein runs on a 286.
There you go, see?
X-Wing doesn't take a lot, but when you want to play stuff like Heretic and Hexen and that,
I'm not bothered about that.
that's what you said in your video. You're a pro Hexen.
I didn't say that.
You did.
I can't remember saying that.
It's in your video. You want to play Doom and Hexen.
Oh, I can't remember. Doom will run on it, surely.
Yeah, Doom will. But not
it
on a Trident.
It ran on an Amiga. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Pentium, but Pentiums are money, aren't they?
Well, it depends what bits you got lying around.
I haven't got any bits. That's what I mean. I've got a 166 Cyrix.
Cyrix?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why don't you upgrade yourself and put a rubber band in that fucker?
What? They were fucking great. Look here.
That a Cyrix looks like a chip. It's just
processor rated
behave like one.
266. Look at that.
Gold
top. Eh?
That'll be plenty quick enough.
Yeah, but I haven't got a board for it.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Well, you're going to need to get a better board then, haven't you?
Yeah, but
It's got to be, people don't just junk them.
yeah,
Got to
but
be able to get bits.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're worth money, mate. To be honest, them old stuff
anything like this,
Is it?
people want. Yeah.
worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
The old gear. Yeah,
I'll have
stuff
to have
like
a look
that.
at what I've got in the loft.
Send it on me, Lee.
I've got a I'm sure I've got a dual, because this is rare as fuck. A dual Pentium 100 board.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow. That's
And
rare.
That's probably worth about $5,000 now.
Is that a
Yeah.
dual P1 processor board? Yes, so you can
Yeah.
put two P1s
Yeah,
on.
they're
Right.
about,
not
think
server or nothing, a dual board.
I think
Rocking
the last
horse
one
shit,
sold
them.
for
Like
24
rocking
grand.
horse shit.
You what, Neil?
Last one sold for 25 grand on eBay.
Yeah.
See Lee running up the attic now.
Yeah, stuff you 2 years. I'm done now.
I think I've got a voodoo board and other stuff as well.
Voodoo's fetch good money, I know they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Good cards then.
With a Glide driver.
You are?
Glide, won it? Was it Glide?
Yeah. If you had a Voodoo 2, you could SLI two of them together. Because
That's
you had
what I
that
did.
You had that little patch cable out the
Yeah.
back.
That's
Yeah.
what I did to play on Real Tournament. But I had an 8 meg one, thinking a 12 meg. And I had to flash the 12 meg to be an 8 meg so it'd match. It was a bit weird, but it worked.
I think I had the Diamond Monster one, something like that. Yeah. One of the strangest bits of hardware I had, and I definitely ain't got it anymore, was a Power VR.
Power VR.
Yeah, it was a 3D accelerator, one of the first ones.
Yeah, there's two Voodoo 2s on eBay, 12 meg, £400 by it now.
Bollocks, really?
No, seriously, voodoo cards are worth a fortune, mate.
I can't. You see them?
Jesus.
Look.
Yeah, 400. Wow.
Tell you, worth a fortune. All voodoo cards are worth money now.
Yeah, but no one's buying them, are they? I mean, that's why they're still there.
Yeah, but I reckon they will sell.
Mm.
Yeah, but just not at 400 quid.
I don't agree with all these high inflated prices. You know, it's like I've just sold a couple of Amiga 500 plus Agnes chips. I mean, I'm being told that they're worth like 150 quid a chuck, and it's like, really, for a chip? Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll let
they
pair of
do.
them go.
Yeah.
I'll let pair of them go for 100 quid for a pair. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in it to make mega money on it. It's just what they're worth, really, to me.
That Trident video card, 30 quid.
More than an Amstrad.
Fucking hell.
Look at these face. What?
That's
To be honest,
Right.
though, Lee, if you look at it,
unbelievable.
30 quid, right, is only a fish and chips now.
I used to benchmark games from Car Boot, you know, like it's only a Mackey's £3.89, but
Exactly. That's what you
it's not
got.
£3.89 for a Mackey's brekkie anymore. It's
Yeah,
£5.50. Do you know what I mean?
This is a pint of milk now, 30 quid.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I am going to start filling out the stuff I've accumulated though. I've got a lot of Atari STs that'll go. They're all, I've recapped them all and I've modified the tits out of them.
Yeah.
So I think they'll go because they've always held quite a good price anyway.
Yeah, they have, yeah. Especially because of the music in it and stuff. People still use them for the MIDI.
Well, we've got too much
Still
crap
like
kicking about every day, don't we? We accumulate crap. Not crap, but accumulate away from our niche, if you like.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit like you with all the Macs behind you.
I like the Max.
Yeah, the only Mac I like is the return of the Mac music track.
Big Mac.
I don't know what it is with Macs. It's like, you know, you were either into your PCs or you were into your Mac. You know what I mean? It's always been like that, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've
never had the pleasure, to be honest. I don't think I want the pleasure, to be honest.
I've got a couple of Atari 65 XEs. I whipped out the MMUs, put a bigger one in, upgraded them to 128, so that turns them into 130 XEs. I don't use them.
No.
So stuff like that is, you know, I'll probably just punt it all out.
It's pointless keeping stuff that you don't use. I mean, it's like I've got shut off. What have I got rid of recently? The Amstrad 464, which I'm never going to get another one again, and the BBC Micro. You know, I'm not using them, so they may as well just not be there. They may as well go to somebody that wants to use them.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm just going to strip my niche right down and get rid of everything. I'll keep a couple of speckies. I've got a rubber key in a big black plastic case, specky, and I've got a Spectrum 48K Plus that's all really nicely boxed, like new. And I'm going to keep them set to one side and a 128, and that's it. I've got them three set to one side with the games, and the rest of it, anything else that I've got is just going to go. I'm just going to get rid of anything else that's non-Commodore. In fact, I might even streamline Commodores down and just start getting rid of some stuff with Commodores as well, to be fair.
Well, for me, I've got machines that I'll keep. When a Commodore is concerned, I'll keep my 128s because they're my favourite machine. The ones I've built, like the 64s that I've built myself, you know, the clones and that, I'll keep them. But I'll probably get rid of a load of others. I've got some rare ones as well. I've got a Bread Bin G, which is immaculate. I've got all sorts of shit really that I don't use.
I need more 64s.
I've loads of 64s.
And I need more of them. I have like 12 now. I need more.
I think I'm in the 40 range.
Oh wow!
64 is where the heart is to me.
Yeah,
really is for me. And strangely enough, I was talking about this the other night, and when I think about it, you know, in '82 when I were 11, when they come out, I got one, and then I moved away from computers because I was more interested in girls and stuff at school. Do you know what I mean? When I was like 14, so I only had about 3 or 4 years in the Commodore 64 era.
Yeah.
And then I jumped and I got an Amiga 500 probably around about 90. And because I had young children and I just got wed and stuff like that, then I had to sell that because we needed the money, etc. and stuff like that. And then I didn't bother at all until about 99 when I got my first PC. And I didn't even know what to do with the PC. It was really strange. I mean, if I had it open, it wouldn't work right. And this guy said to me, "Why don't you run F-Disk and reformat it?" I was like, "Ooh, what are you talking about?" What do you mean F-Disk and reformat? Defrag? Ooh. You know, it was so alien to come back to it. So I've had massive gaps in between. And I missed out on the 128s and really I missed out on the Amiga as well, really. But 64 is where the heart lays with me, and that's why I've got so many. I'll just hold on to them. I mean, yeah, I've got 4 Commodore 16s that I might get rid of. 3, maybe. And quite a few VIC-20s with the PEC style keyboards as well. I've got quite a few of the original VIC-20s, you know, with the power supply that's actually built in on the board. You've only got a 9-volt regular transformer box.
VIC-20s are now expensive also. Very expensive. Why? That's wow.
I mean, when I picked up the VIC-20 that's got the PET style keyboard in it, I got it a decent deal. But at the time, the PET style keyboard alone were going for about 150 quid.
Wow. Yeah.
Because they only installed the PET style keyboard until the Commodore 64 came out.
Yeah.
And then they revised the motherboard to take the external PSU is the same as the 64, and then use the 64 keyboard as well after that, just to sort of, so they could use all the bits and pieces cheaply. But yeah, the pet style keyboard's very nice. It's nice to work to type on as well. It's very soft. There's no springs in it. It's all rubber, if you know what I mean. Quite cool.
Oh, nice.
I think someone's making a replacement bread bin case.
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Just need a big enough. Hey, talking about 3D prints, what I was just going to go on to. I watched a video the other night and I was like gobsmacked at it. And this 3D print is a resin 3D printer, but it doesn't do it in the way that we know resin printer does, where the plate comes down and it zaps it in the fluid and pulls it up and out.
Yeah.
This thing has a rotary disc that spins round, and it sprays like it does with a normal inkjet printer, tiny molecules of color, and then it passes it with a UV light and cures it. And where you would get a print of 15 hours print, it's down at 7 hours. Yeah, okay, it's about bloody 50, 60 grand for this printer at the moment. It's 300 quid an ink cartridge and there's 12. Do you know what I mean? But it just shows you where the technology is going to come down and down and down. It'll be here for us. You know, and you can print out in 600 colours instantly in your print.
Good, isn't it?
I were absolutely gobsmacked at it. And yeah, like I said, it's expensive, it's massive, it's about the size of a fridge freezer, you know, but 5-10 years time, it's going to come straight down to a normal size printer size for us. And I were gobsmacked. The stuff that comes out, it doesn't have any supports as such. It 3D prints wax support. So when you've taken that resin print out, you can touch it with your hands, it's no problem. You put it straight into what do they call them, baths for cleaning things? I can't remember the name off the top of my head now.
Ultrasonic.
Yeah, ultrasonic, that's it. And you put it in that with water and it just dissolves off and leaves you with your completely printed item ready to go.
Bloody hell.
Full colour, 600 colours, choice 3. You can see all shading on faces and stuff like that and shadowing.
Still not Star Trek, is it? But
yeah, internal core, if you break a leg off, it shows you internal core of it's white. And the colour's only probably about 1 mil thick round the outside of it. It looked absolutely amazing. If I can find the link for you, I'll send you it.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was gobsmacked at it, and I thought, you know, that's technology that's coming. Not good for us at the moment because we're. Don't think any of us are going to have 50, 60 grand for a printer.
Yeah, not right now.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Lee might once he's stored all his stuff from up his attic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll trade in one of my 2 voodoo cards for it.
Exactly, yeah.
There
Right.
we go. I think I found it. There we go. Oops, sorry about the noise. I'll take it off. So, do you want the link in the comments or do you want it private chat?
Good comment.
We'll put it in the comments. See if you can pick it from there.
Yep.
Well, like I said, I was absolutely gobsmacked the way he did it. It was just absolutely amazing. Who don't want full colour prints? Do you know what I mean? But it did it just exactly the same. It had a long print head, and it just blasted it down as it come round, and just cured it as it kept coming round. There was no wash off or anything. You can't click on that, can you? I'll send it in private chat. There you go.
Wow.
Right, well, I think this is a good point to wrap this one up.
Okay.
So I'm going to say to everyone, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
No problem at all.
Bye.
See you guys.